This is our Sustainable Development Goal Report. I'm Ben.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Veronica.
And we chose to present on the Sustainable Development Goal 4, Quality Education in Cambodia. The goal is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education while promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. This is important because it's a key enabler of the other goals such as poverty reduction and economic growth. The metrics to achieve this are upgrading educational facilities, expanding scholarships, and improving the amount and quality of teachers globally. Cambodia has a history with education because of the communist regime, the Khmer Rouge, who ruled the country between 1975 and 1979. During their rule, 3 million Cambodians were killed. Infrastructure such as schools, factories, and temples were destroyed, and educated individuals such as teachers or anyone who could speak a different language were first out of the country or executed. This destroyed the Cambodian capacity for education, leaving them to rebuild from the ground up. They do this with the Pentagonal Strategy, which includes human capacity development, economic diversification, development of the private sector, inclusive development, and development of the digital economy. They do this to graduate from the least developed country list, which is scheduled for 2029, and they're joined by the other least developed countries of the world, as seen on this map here. And the metrics used to graduate include the gross national income, which is an economic metric, the human assets index, which measures statistics such as the under 5 mortality and adult literacy, and the economic and environmental vulnerability, which measures the stability and vulnerability to economic disasters.
Global education. An overview on their education is, according to the UN, the world is falling behind in achieving quality education, according to their 2023 report. If things don't change by 2023, 884 million children and youth will be out of school, and 300 million students will lack basic literary skills. Only 1 in 6 countries will achieve universal secondary school completion target. The pandemic was a key factor in the slow progress. It caused learning losses in 4 in 5 out of 104 countries studied. Primary and secondary school completion rates are on the rise, but the pace is slow and uneven. Primary school rates went from 85% in 2015 to 87% in 2023. Lower secondary school went from 74% to 77%, and upper secondary school went from 63% to 68%. Low and lower middle income countries face nearly a $100 billion annual financing gap to reach their education target. Global education challenge. Even though there's been some progress, education systems around the world are still struggling. In 2019, only about 58% of students met the basic reading level by the end of primary school. In places like sub-Saharan Africa, the situation is especially tough. There aren't enough teachers, and many aren't getting the training and support that they need. In conflict and displacement zones, in places like Gaza and Sudan, a lot of kids haven't been able to go to school in over a year, and in some countries like Ukraine and the Democratic Republic of Congo and Syria, many schools have been damaged, destroyed, or even turned into shelters or military bases. With schools gone or too unsafe to attend, millions of kids are missing out on learning, which makes this situation, already difficult situation, an even worse situation.
The overall view for Cambodia is to launch initiatives that increase enrollment rates, improve teacher training, diminish inequality for girls, indigenous communities, and the disabled. This aligns with SDG goal number 4, which is ensures inclusivity and equitable quality education to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. The key course of action is the Education Strategic Plan for 2024 to 2028. Challenges faced in Cambodia are dropout rates, the capabilities of teachers, inclusivity, infrastructure, and overcrowding. The ESP prioritizes early childhood education, so children who are ages 3 to 5, and promote their education through higher education. Child labor violations are high in the country of Cambodia. Many children are forced to work at an early age or used to settle family debt. 70% of the schools are short of classrooms, and the teachers do not meet the standards, so a 12+4 model was created. This model gained qualifications for 85% of the primary school teachers. And for targeting indigenous communities, programs were created in their local languages. The partnerships with Cambodia are the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, and the NGO Education. The two main projects are the Secondary Education Improvement Project and the Inclusive Education Action Plan.
So, in conclusion, overall, the process on SDG4 around the world has been really slow, with issues like low test scores, school disruptions in conflict zones, and unfair access to education. However, in Cambodia, the government has launched initiatives to increase school enrollment rates, improve teacher training, diminish inequality, and even integrate digital tools in education, which all have had a positive and lasting effect on the country. Thank you.